Good morning, children. Welcome back. We discussed fertilization. Now today we are going to discuss post-fertilization changes. So post-fertilization changes is nothing but the changes that takes place in the flower after fertilization. So after fertilization, the zygote divides several times to form an embryo within the ovule. Then the ovule develops a tough coat around it and it gradually converts into seed. And the ovary grows rapidly and ripens to form a fruit. In the meantime, the petals, sepals, stamen, style, everything, stigma, everything will dry and fall off, shrivel and fall off. So, but in few fruits, the sepals and the petals will remain for a long time, persistent. So, we will see that in which plants, in which fruits. Generally, petals and sepals will dry and fall off after fertilization, but here the pic you can see tomato, brinjal and capsicum. You can see the sepals for a long time. So these are called persistent sepals. Then persistent petals you can observe in coccinea, dondakai and bottle gourd. So the petals will stay for a long time. This is chana seed. You can see the seed coat and it already sprouted. The sprouted one, the sprout is only called an embryo. Now the embryo consists of baby plant. Baby plant will have baby shoot and baby root. Now here I removed this from another one. See the small one on the top. This is plumule. Plumule grows into baby shoot. Baby shoot grows into shoot of the plant. And this is the longer one is radical, which is called a baby root. Baby root grows into root of the plant. So the embryo grows into baby plant. So baby plant will have plumule and radical, right?
So far, we've seen the various changes that occur in an adolescent. In this video, we will be discussing about an important concept of how secondary sexual characters develop. Wait a second. Do we know what exactly these secondary sexual characters are? Secondary sexual characters. They are characters that are exclusive to the individual sex of a person and are not primary. What does this statement mean, by the way? By the word sex, I mean the sex of the individual, male or female. By not primary, I mean the characters which are not required for the process of reproduction. That's why we call them secondary. In boys, for instance, there is a growth of beard. Have you ever seen girls having a long or trimmed beard? Of course not. However, it is an exclusive character of males which is not found in females. So this is the simplest example to understand the concept of secondary sexual characters. Let us understand the concept with another example. In case of females, one extremely important physical change during puberty is the enlargement of breasts. It is exclusively found in adolescent females. So are there any other set of secondary sexual characters seen in males and females? Yes, of course. Apart from the growth of facial hair, the growth of hair on the chest, under the arms, and in the pubic region are other examples of secondary sexual characters. Similarly, in females, apart from breast development, hair growth around the pubic region and under the arms is also seen. So in a nutshell, the secondary sexual characters are those characters which are not really required as a part of reproductive system. But do you know what exactly makes these secondary sexual characters develop during puberty? These characters are all thanks to the hormones secreted by the gonads. Yes, hormones are the most important players in this process. The male gonads called testes secrete the male sex hormone called the testosterone. This is responsible for not only the development of the reproductive tissues, but also for the development of the secondary sexual characters in males. And the same is applicable to the female sex hormone called the estrogen secreted by the ovaries. It brings about the development of female reproductive tissues. At the same time, it takes up the responsibility of developing the secondary sexual characters in the female individuals. Who do you think controls the activities of these hormones in our body? The hormones regulate several processes. But who regulates the secretion of these hormones exactly? The mastermind to control all the hormonal secretions is the gland called the pituitary gland.